Was yours purple, black, or orange? Mine was purple. It was a great time. I feel like peak childhood innocence was waiting in line at Toys R Us at 5 in the morning with my dad and younger brother for my Gamecube. And now, anytime I see Gamecube and Switch in the same sentence, my ears perk up, and this one has me extra interested, excited, and curious. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hit that like button if you enjoy these videos. I have been playing Star Wars Unlimited all weekend. I am very tired, but I wanted to bring you this news because I think it's really exciting. Sorry if my voice doesn't match the excitement of this. Basically, I'm going to break it down for you. I'll link to the full post if you do want to see in-depth all of the terminology, all of the in-depth the shipping manifesto type things and the details. This comes from a shipping manifesto of shipped parts. And basically these two users, Lick and Luigi's Blood, over on Fama Boards, have basically digested all of this and discovered that one of them is very much something for GameCube. Now, this is very bizarre because the only reason in my mind Nintendo would remake or reproduce or produce at all a GameCube controller is for a Switch Online type service. Now, right, we're talking about a GameCube controller that is for Switch, right? Not just a GameCube controller in general. I mean, that would make no sense either. But this is very interesting to me because the GameCube doesn't belong on NSO. And I know that sounds crazy. I want it on NSO, Smash Bros. Melee, a whole bunch of great games that we know and love. The first Luigi's Mansion, the first Monkey Ball. I mean, you could go on and on. But the reason I say that is because Nintendo has aggressively put GameCube games on Switch themselves. We just had Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door on Nintendo Switch for $60. And other companies have done it as well. We have Tales of Symphonia on Nintendo Switch from GameCube. We have Batten Kaitos from GameCube on Nintendo Switch. We have Pac-Man VS. We have Cell Damage. We have Tyler the Tasmanian Tiger. We have some of the Star Wars games. Like, there are so many games from GameCube on Switch being sold at a much higher price than free. So, what could this possibly be for? And will Nintendo actually do the fans right and drop GameCube on Switch? Because this is a GameCube controller of some sort, and what's interesting is, according to Lick, it is using pieces from the old GameCube Smash Bros. Controllers that plugged into Switch, like the wired ones. So that is very, very weird, and it seems like this is a wireless version, as it's a different model but using similar parts. They're utilizing some of the same parts to make sure that it feels correct. Like the triggers, the keys, the buttons, they all feel correct. Because when you make an NSO controller like they've done in the past for NES and SNES and N64, you need it to feel real. You need it to feel like it felt back in the day. But as Lick points out, what would be the purpose of making a new GameCube controller for Switch if not for NSO? Like, why would they do that? Why would they, would they just sell a wireless GameCube controller for Switch? And you might say, hey, I'd buy that. And that's actually bad news, I think, because they've got the Pro Controller. And there's just no way they could justify selling a GameCube controller, even a wireless one on Switch, for, $80, $70, like a Pro Controller. I remember getting the Wavebird back in the day, and that was like voodoo magic. Nowadays, not so much, but still a good controller, yet they can't charge the same price. So now you have this option where maybe you buy a wireless GameCube controller instead of a Pro Controller, and that's losing Nintendo money. So Nintendo won't do that. They're all about making money. They make sure that they milk us for money, right? They're charging $60 for Luigi's Mansion 2, $60 for Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Why are they doing something with a GameCube controller for Switch? What else could it possibly be? And at first I was thinking, okay, maybe this is gearing up for Switch 2, right? Like, okay, GameCube on Switch 2 would be a great addition to the NSO service, especially the expansion pack service, to encourage people to sign up that either have not signed up yet, or to make sure they continue their subscription in case they're bored with the already existing N64 titles and such. But you wouldn't really have controllers already produced, would you? Already manufactured, if this is for Switch 2. The Switch 2 is at the very least, right? At the very least 9 months out, possibly more. And would you launch these controllers to the system? No, you wouldn't, because everybody's going to be busy buying the organic accessories that come with the Switch 2 or that can be purchased alongside the Switch 2. So the GameCube thing would come later on. So why are these controllers ready to go now? I have no idea. I really think that GameCube on NSO, in the current way we think of NSO for Switch, doesn't behoove Nintendo. It's great for fans, but look how many games they are selling from the GameCube era. They gave us Metroid Prime Remastered. Thank goodness that was a great price. Beyond Good and Evil just came from Ubisoft and Nintendo Switch. We've got stuff like Ikaruga, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, X3, aka 13. We've got Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. I had that game back in the day. Harvest Moon was remade as Story of Seasons. I mean, there is so much GameCube on Switch. The Resident Evil games, Pikmin 1 and 2, if I didn't mention those already, like, they are selling those. And yes, many of those are in a modified or remastered format, but things like Pikmin 1 and 2 are not. Things like Pikmin 1 and 2 are not, and they're being sold on Nintendo Switch. So I don't know how Nintendo would navigate this, especially when they know that GameCube games such as Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda, is still out there, and people would happily pay $60 for that game, given how much hype there's been and how much disappointment there was when Wind Waker did not show up at the last Nintendo Direct. So what on earth is Nintendo making a different, new, wireless GameCube controller for Nintendo Switch, utilizing parts of the Smash Bros. Wired GameCube Switch controller, but not NSO? Like, how can you justify this? I feel like it has to be for Nintendo Switch Online. What else could it possibly be for? What else could it possibly be for? Let's look at the games coming out. Do any of them have a GameCube connection? Luigi's Mansion's already out. We got Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. Nope. We've got Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Nope. Mario and Luigi Brothership. Nope. Super Mario Party Jamboree. Nope. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Nope. Metroid Prime 4. Nope. Nothing coming up has a GameCube connection, unless Nintendo is going to release. Here's the only thing I can think of. If Nintendo is going to release like a standalone Melee remastered for Switch, and they wanted to either bundle in or sell a GameCube controller because they thought it would be like a nice nostalgia move. Could Nintendo do that for like December's game? Be like, hey, we've got Smash Bros. Melee back in action. It's just got, like high-res textures or something. And, I don't know. They probably won't do anything cool. I was going to say maybe they'd like backlog a character, like take somebody from Ultimate and put them in Melee. That would be sick with like the Melee graphics and Melee style, but it would just be Melee. That's like the only other thing I can think of. It's either GameCube NSO or specifically Smash Bros. Coming back again on Switch in like a Melee form specifically. Because I don't think they're going to give Melee away to NSO. I think that's too lucrative, something that they could easily sell either now or down the road. But then I say, even if they did Melee in December, and that was like a really fun release, why not just produce and sell the freaking wired controllers again? You already have the molds, you already have the packaging, you already have the branding, you already have everything. You could just reintroduce those, bring them back in stock, and you'd be good to go. So I have no freaking idea what Nintendo's doing, and I do not want to believe that it's GameCube NSO, because that is a dangerous path, as we know, with Nintendo. Get very excited for something, get super hyped for something, and then, oops, it probably doesn't happen because Nintendo has other plans, or what you thought they were working on is not what they're working on. So I can't get hyped over NSO, but you can. Let me know in the comments down below if you think this is GameCube Switch Online, you think it's GameCube Melee again on Switch, you think Nintendo's just going to sell a GameCube controller by itself, even though that seems to be undercutting the Pro Controller. I don't know what they're doing. Why is Nintendo shipping around GameCube controller parts for Switch? What are they doing? What are they up to? Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. And until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.